And here we are, y'all. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I am so excited because I get to spend some time with you and share with you what has happened since I broke my fast. So it's about a day and a half since we broke the fast. That was about 12:30 in the morning on Saturday. And so now it's Sunday afternoon. It's about 5:30, right? So 24 30 hours maybe. So just wanted to let you know what was going on. Just give you a check-in, let you know what my numbers are right now, where I've been, and what's been happening. So I'm going to tell you, I am a little frustrated. Yeah, let me just be honest. I'm a little frustrated. You know, I went through the 72-hour fast and everything seemed to go well, right? So you guys you watched my blood sugars, and the blood sugars continued to go down. My ketones continue to go up. And then I broke the fast at 12:30 that morning. You guys saw the show. If you did the premiere, by the way, if you've not done it, go back and watch that. It's the you get to see what I did as I broke the fast. So we did the bone broth, and then I did some almonds. I did some cashews, and I think that was it. Yeah. So those were the things that I did to break the fast. I didn't even eat the salad. Okay, so the bone broth, I did the cashews, I did some almonds, and then I went to sleep. And I woke up the next morning and my blood sugars seemed to do okay. Okay, that's fine. And then I went all the way till about maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock, because we had some things to do that morning. So I woke up, I drank some water, I drank some tea. And then I went out. We had something going on at church. So I was at church, and I was there for all of the morning, part of the afternoon, came home in the afternoon, sat down with the family, had dinner, or I had lunch, kind of a late lunch, 2:30, 3 o'clock maybe. And then it happened. Yep. Then it happened. I watched my blood sugar climb and climb and climb and climb. And then at one point, I think it had gotten up to maybe 140-ish. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I guess you're asking, right, what did you eat for lunch? Right? So you have to be asking that question. What did you eat for lunch? And unfortunately, I did not take a picture of what I ate, but I'm going to tell you what I ate. But I didn't think it was that bad. Okay, I didn't think it was that bad, but my blood sugar climbed, and at one point it got up to about 146, maybe. I did take a picture, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, what's going on? Why am I going that far up? 141 is when I caught it. So let me go ahead. I'm going to pop over here so you can see that. So 141. This was about 130-ish. Oh, maybe 230, sorry. And blood sugar continued to climb. So let's back up for a second. And let me come over here, and I want to show you so that we can remember where I was. Okay? So let's do that right now. So this is my blood sugars, and you remember Friday, right around here, right? I went low. So Friday morning, went through that entire day, and then for the afternoon, right around here, I went low, and I stayed low for most of that time into the morning. And then if you watched the premiere when I broke the fast, that was right around here. Okay, so that's about 12:30. And then notice the blood sugar, they climbed because that was the bone broth and the cashews and the almonds that I ate, and then it came back down. And then it continued into the day. And right there about 12:30, right, we start to go down again. And right here is where I ate. Yeah, right there is where I ate. So you're asking the question, what did I eat? Well, came home and my wife had made a salad, a small salad, so not anything big. We had lettuce in there. We had some avocados. We had some tomatoes. I'm trying to think what else. I had some Parmesan cheese on it that I put on. I had some ranch dressing, right? So it's pretty small salad. And then I had some garbanzo beans. I had salmon. I had a small amount of cabbage. And I had a small amount of collard greens. Was it collard greens or turnip greens? Anyway, one of the greens, right? And that's it, y'all. That's what I had. I had some Diet Coke and then went into the day. And then I started noticing blood sugars continuing to climb. And look at that, right? We're going up and up and up and up. And this, the top of that graph, the kind of the grayish part, that's about 120. And then into the next morning, right? So now it's Sunday. So today is Sunday. So once again, this is midnight right there. And notice that that blood sugar kind of straddled that 120. And I had not eaten, right? Straddled that 120 and then began to drop, began to go down. And then right here, kind of peaked again. So went above 120. In fact, let me see, where am I right now? So right now, according to the Dexcom, I'm at 106. And then according to the Libre, well, let's see, where is the Libre? Okay, let's get rid of that. You don't want to see my desktop, right? Let's go pull that up. Ah, there it is. So according to Libre, I'm actually 89 right now. Okay, so that's where I am. And once again, I have not eaten all today. Okay, I'll come back and I'll tell you what happened. Okay, but look at that, right? So I was a little surprised at what that happened because of what I ate. And then as I watched the rest of the day, that's 120 that I'm doing right there. So it was right below 120 for most of the rest of the evening. And then into the next morning, still at 120 before it starts to drop down. Oh, yeah, I'm showing you the wrong screen. So let's go back over here. So right here is where we started to rise, right? And that's 120 straight across. And then into the next morning, right there before we start to drop. And then we dropped and we kind of stayed about the maybe 80, 90, and then spiked up again. And then now it's starting to drop again. And so here is where we are right now at this time. Okay. All right. So what happened? So what I didn't tell you, right? What I didn't tell you is that I love almonds and I love cashews. So despite the fact that I had eaten and despite the fact that my blood sugars were good, right, into the afternoon after we had lunch, going into the evening, that spike that you see, and let me go back, right, and I didn't remember. I didn't remember. We ate and it seemed like everything was going fine. And then right about here, right about here. Well, a little bit had to be before, right? So this is 6 o'clock when it just spikes up. Right here, what do you think happened? I decided I was going to eat an apple. And it wasn't a huge apple, but it was a good size. right? Maybe 15-ish, almost 20 grams of carbs. And then as I went through the evening, right? So I'm in here, I was doing some stuff here. I was on the premiere, so I was commenting, and thank you for those of you who came by, those of you who watched it. And I was commenting, and off to my side, guess what I had? That's right, I had those almonds, and I had the cashews. So I was just popping one after another, just doing my thing. And then my family and I, we had last night was game night, and so we were playing Scrabble. And after Scrabble, guess what was there? That's right, those nuts, and I was popping those nuts. Yeah, and so I was putting stuff in I shouldn't say the entire time, but a lot of the time I was actually just snacking. One or two here, one there, right? And then on top of the apple that I ate, all those nuts that I ate throughout the evening. So let me go ahead and I'm going to pull up this app that I'm relatively new to, that I mentioned on one of the shows, and it's called Yuka. And so Yuka says to me, so I'm going to go there, and Yuka says that the cashews, and those are the cashews that I used. I don't think I have one of the almonds. I'll go scan that bag if I can still find it. Right, so 2 grams per serving, right? And a serving is 28 grams. And I am not sure how many servings I ate, right? Because I just kept popping 1 or 2 here, 1 there, 2 here, and so forth. Okay. And what I did was I went and I checked my ketones. Because remember, one of the things I've been tracking is my ketones. And so this morning, about 10:50 in the morning, I went over and I pulled up my glucoketometer, and I checked, and my blood sugar at that point was 132, and that's after not eating. And my ketones had dropped, right? Because remember, my ketones before were high, and I'll show you that graph in a minute, but now they had gone down to about 1.7, which is still actually pretty good, right? But look at the index, right? The GKI is 4.3. Remember, we want that to be low. We want that to be between 0.1 to maybe 3. Actually, sorry, much lower than that. You want the ketones to be 0.1 to 3. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to pull up the graph. Actually, maybe exit out of this for a minute. And I'm going to pull up the graph, and here is the graph. And right there where the ketones are really high, the ketones are almost, I think they were 5 point something, right? So the blood sugar is low and the ketones are high. And then I want you to watch as I ate. So the ketones started dropping, the blood sugar is rising, ketones kind of stabilized, and then the ketones took a big dive as the blood sugars climbed, and then they crossed. You see that? And then the ketones continue to drop. And I was like, hey, what's going on? And so now I started, not started, but at that point, I was like, hey, something's happening. And I haven't eaten. Actually, up until now, I have not eaten. Not because of this, but I usually, on top of my extended fast, I usually intermittent fast anyway. But I wanted to extend my intermittent fasting today because I wanted you guys to see what the blood sugars and the ketones do even after a long fast or an extended fast. So I did the extended fast and then I ate. And so my practice is usually in the morning, I don't eat, or during the day, I don't eat until lunch anyway, right? So that would have been, several hours ago, but I wanted to do this so you saw what happens to blood sugars and ketones. And you'll see there, that's at 10:40 this morning, the blood sugars were still above what we want them to be, 132, and the ketones were low. And then now, as I continued not eating, the blood sugar is getting lower and the ketones are rising. Okay, and so that was at fifth 321. It's now 5:45, and so guess what we're gonna do right now? That's right. As we do, I have off to the side, I have my meter, and then I have my strips that we're going to use to test. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Let me do something real quick on this side. Okay, here we go. So, all right. So let's start out with the keto strips. All right, so we'll put that in as we do. And then I've got my meter, or so not my meter, but my lancet. And the lancet, we get a drop of blood. And let's go ahead. There it is. We'll pop that on here. And the strip will suck that in. While that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and massage this because we'll need another drop. And just in a couple of seconds. So 2.2 is what my ketones are. I'll take that one out. And then we're going to put the glucose strip in. And then I've got my drop of blood anyway. And then just have that suck right in. And then we'll see what my glucose is. And it says right now it's 96. And so let's pop over now to my app. And then let's have the app pull that data over. All right, so that's been successful. And let's back over here. And so now my GKI is 2.4. If you remember before, it was 3. So it's actually coming down, right? Because remember, let me pull that graph back up. As the ketones go up and the blood sugars go down, and look at that, they crossed, right? So they crossed. And so the blood sugar is going down, ketones are going up, and that gives me a good GKI. And you'll see the note there says you're in a high therapeutic level of GKI ketosis. Now, we're going to have a conversation on ketones. We're going to have a conversation of what those mean and how they interact in the body so that we have an idea of what we need to do to be sure that we're maintaining some level of ketosis, right? Using ketones throughout the time. I shouldn't say throughout the time, but most of the time is what we want. We want the body to be using ketones. Okay. So in this case, and I wanted you to see what happens with the different foods. And notice the things that I said that I ate, those weren't highly refined, right? Those were typical things that you would eat in your normal day. That just goes to show that if I had gone and done some highly refined things, my blood sugars would have, it would skyrocketed. A couple of weeks ago when I ended my fast, I had some soup. And the soup, I think I have it in here. Let me see. Yep, I do have it in here. Okay, let me pull it up in my app. So this is the soup that I had, right? So it was cream and tomato soup. And you'll see there that the sugar, right, 14 grams per serving. And I didn't really have just one serving. So I was breaking the fast and I was like, oh yeah, this soup, right? This is fine. I'm just going to have soup. I think I had maybe 2 or I'll say 2. I'll stop at 2. I think I had 2 servings. And I think I also had some cashews and some almonds at that time, right? I like those. So breaking that fast, this is what I did. And as a result of that, if I go back to this guy and go to the graph, you'll see over here, let me extend this a little bit. And I think I shared this with you already. You'll see right here, that is what happened to my blood sugar. Look at that, 176. And my ketones were like 0.3. So like almost zero, right? So even as we are working on the fasting, I want to make sure that you're paying attention to the things that you're eating. Now, one of the things that I've seen, there's a guy did I start following him? I think so. But anyway, his stuff pops up on my feed. And what he does is he eats different things and then watches his blood sugars to see what they do. I think we may do some of that so that you can see what happens for me, for my blood sugars, different things that I eat. What I want to do is right now show you some things that I am planning to eat right now. This is what I'm going to do as soon as I, maybe I'll do some of it here online. So this is some beans that I have and some avocado. I love avocados as well, and some beans. And so I'm going to, and I actually have it right off the side here. Of course, my avocado, since I've had it sitting there, is turning a little color, but that's okay. I'm going to eat it anyway. And so here, this is what I'm about to eat, and I'll track my blood sugars. I'll track my ketones, and we'll kind of see what that does. All right. Let's see what else do I want to say? What else do I want to do? So we're gonna go ahead and loop this thing. Okay, there we go. All right. So if you're out there, you got questions, just go ahead and pop those in. I'm gonna pull my plate over. And I'm going to go ahead and take a bite because I'm hungry, y'all. All right, so I've got my beans. Those are good. They're not as hot as they were because I had them sitting there while I was getting ready for the show. I think I'm going to warm them up in a minute. That's so good. And on the avocado, I don't know how you eat your avocado, but I simply put some salt, and you saw in the video, or maybe you saw in the video. Let me pop that back up. In the background, that's some Himalayan salt. Now, not that there's anything better about that or worse than that, but that's just what we had, and I just popped some of that on it. And what you see, those black specks, that's black pepper. Now, what I usually do is I'll actually put some pepper sauce on it. Now, I'm not talking about hot sauce. I'm talking about like pepper sauce. This is like real pepper sauce. This is well, actually, I think I have it right here. All right, so I'm not going to show you the brand. We cover my eyes so you can focus on that. Yep. So I'm not going to show you the brand, but, well, you probably saw it because it's right it's right there. But yeah, I usually, and even in the beans, put some pepper, a drop of pepper sauce on it. Yeah, my people love my culture, and you guys may know I'm from South America, so. So yeah, here we go. So let's put that on there. That's so good, y'all. So perfect. This is actually a great combination, right? Because you get those fats, those good fats, right, from the avocado. I'm getting the protein from the beans and getting some carbs from the beans, right? So that's a great great combination right there. Now, for many of you, your question is, and it's a great question to have. We'll talk a lot more about this. Is if I fasted, right? If I fasted and my blood sugars were good, right? And you guys saw that. I didn't take any medication, but my blood sugars rose as a result of what I ate, and then they started going down without any medication. And so you're asking yourself right now, am I going to be able to, because remember, our goal is to be off of medication, or at least decrease it as much as possible, put our diabetes in remission. Am I going to be able to maintain good, quote, blood sugars, close quote, unquote, without medication? And you saw, right? You saw, and let me go back over there. Actually, let me do this one so you can see the full graph. Let me pop this one back up. Right. Let's go this one. Okay. So you saw there that throughout this day post fasting, right? Throughout the day post fasting, this entire day, y'all, I'm not taking any medication. Let me get rid of this one. Throughout today, I'm not taking any medication. Get rid of that. Let's go back up here, right? So no medication. Let's go back up here. No medication. Let's go back up here. No medication. Okay. Now, as you know, and as I've said to you before, right, if you've been following me, you know that I take a GLP, right? That's one of the, I'm not going to share the name, the brand, right? Because I don't have any allegiance to any of the brands. But know that I do take a GLP. And we will talk, because we're going to actually do a show where I go through the different types of medications to say, hey, these are the ones that we want to be off. And these are the ones that, if you're not on, as you get into this process, you may want to talk to your doctor about starting, right? Because remember, medications are simply tools. Medications are simply tools that we use for the time that we need them. Okay, because many of you right now are on lots of insulin. You're on 2 or 3 different oral medications, plus you're on a GLP, plus you're on, right? So our goal is, how do we minimize or eliminate that? And then how do we put our diabetes in remission? One of the benefits of the GLP is that it helps with appetite, right? So particularly as you are learning now how to listen to your body, that's one of the things that we're going to talk about. So anyway, but aside from that, right, this entire process, this entire time, right, other medications that I was on, none. That's the beauty. And so even days after you come out of the fast, days after you break the fast, you will find that your blood sugars, if you are mindful, right? So we'll talk more about mindful eating. If you're mindful, you can have amazing blood sugars without taking medication. All right. So let's see. We see Jeff. Hey, Jeff, what's happening, man? Jeff said maybe try breaking your fast without protein, chicken breast, and with protein, and then an hour later have the salad. I found diet soda caffeine raises my blood sugar, adrenaline. So very good point there, Jeff. One of the recommendations sometimes is that, you simply do protein as you come out of that fast. As I mentioned, for the extended fast, like if you're doing an extended fast, then you've got to be more careful with how you break the fast. If you're doing a short fast, like intermittent fasting, where you're doing a 16-8, there's really not a big push to be that careful. It still makes sense to have protein, right? Because you don't want to pack in all the carbs. But very good point there, Jeff, in terms of the protein. Yes, thank you for that. Let's see what he says. He says, since I get dawn phenomenon, I have breakfast with eggs and bacon and sausage just to ride that wave, then have a small or no dinner. Okay. So Jeff, what do you have as your carb? Can you share that with us? What do you have as your carb throughout the day? All right, because you got the eggs, you got the bacon, you got the sausage. That's for the morning. But what do you have like carbs during the day? Guys, these beans are good. Maybe I'm just hungry. And of course, this avocado. And I'm having an entire avocado, right? I love them. I just cut them up. I put some salt, pepper, like I said. Okay. Enough eating. All right. So let's see. What else do I want to say to you? But yes, so you saw the changes in blood sugar as I ate. So a couple of points. Sometimes post fast, we have a tendency to graze, right? Because we haven't been eating, particularly if it's been an extended fast. So we have not been eating for a while. And so when we do start eating, we tend to graze, right? So that's why I had the nuts and well, that's the second point. So we tend to grab stuff and we're just eating as we go. And it's not that we're hungry, right? So part of it is habit, right? It's not that we're hungry. So avoid grazing. The other point that I made is that they were right here. They were right here. And we eat because of taste. We eat because of habit. We eat because of emotion. And we eat, right, because of convenience. Yeah, yep. So were they not here, I would not have had ready access to them. And because I was already in the framework of grazing, it was easy to just grab them, right? Now, the third point is to make sure that you don't have refined carbs, right? And in this case, I didn't have refined carbs, but I wanted to throw that in there because that easy access over in the pantry, yeah, there are some things over there that I could have gone and grabbed. All right. In fact, yesterday, I came home and my wife, she made lunch, and we had that late lunch, and she made some dessert, and so they're sitting out there on the counter. I looked at them. I was like, "No, I'm not going to have it." Right now, I want to pause there, and I want to say to you, the "no, I'm not going to have it" was not a scarcity idea. Okay, so scarcity says I'm never going to have this again. This is my last opportunity, or I don't have the ability to. I don't have enough money. Right? Scarcity says this is going to be gone. That was not it, right? So this was not me kind of white knuckling myself to it. I knew what I was going to eat, right? So I came home. She made an amazing lunch, and I saw it. I was like, okay. And I even went in the refrigerator and added something to my plate from the refrigerator. So I know what I was going to have. And the dessert that was there was not part of what I planned to have, at least at that time. Right? So as you are constructing your plan, as you're thinking about your meals, as you're thinking about what you're going to eat, I don't want you to do this from a scarcity standpoint. I want you to make choices that you are making. Right? You're not making the choice. You're not being forced to do this. you are making the choice that, hey, okay, this is what I'm doing for my health. Okay. If you come at it from that standpoint, it is much simpler and less, there's less pressure to get that cake, get that cookie, get that ice cream, get that candy, right? Because you are making the decision. If you're being forced to make the decision, in the back of your head, you're thinking, I really want that. I really don't want to eat well right now, but they're forcing me to do it, so I guess I'll do it. And that will grow, right? Until, you wake up, everybody will go to sleep, and they'll wake up the next morning, and the entire cake will be gone. The entire gallon of ice cream will be gone. All the cookies will be gone. All the candy will be gone. Okay? All right. Yes, so reintroduce. So that was how I reintroduced food, right? And notice even now, as I'm introducing food, I am introducing food slowly, right? So avocados that I love, beans that I love, it tastes great. So that's what I'm eating. Okay. All right. So let's see. Jeff said, I'm assuming that means carrots at lunch. Lunch is usually a salad with lots of different veggies. Okay. Yeah. So great. I love that. Okay. And Jeff, remind me, are you vegetarian or vegan? Okay. Are you vegetarian or vegan? So one of the challenges sometimes for vegetarians and vegans can be, well, let me back up. One of the concerns that people voice is the fact that, hey, what am I going to do in terms of protein? But there are, so many options for protein, right? There's no reason why, as a vegetarian or a vegan, you can't get enough protein in, right? People think that the only place you can get protein is from meat. That is not the case, right? That's a whole nother conversation. Okay. Now, I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan. Right. So I'm not saying that as a, hey, this is what you need to do. I'm just saying that the complaint or the accusation that people put for vegetarians and vegans about, you can't do that because you're not going to get enough protein. That is not true. Okay. Because you can get a lot of protein. So Jeff said no, he's not vegetarian or vegan. Low carb. He's low carb, meat and veggies. Okay, good. Oh, he said carbs. He said carbs, not carrots. So that was carbs, not carrots. All right. Well, cool. Well, so let's see. If you have any other questions, if you're out there, just drop them in. When you see me on social media, go ahead and stop by and let us know that you're there. Let me know if you have been fasting, right? And just put it in the comments here. If you're watching this on the replay, if you see this show on the channel, just drop into the comments where you are. Are you doing a 16 or a 16-8? Are you doing an 18-6? Are you doing a 24? Whatever it is. Are you doing a 24-hour fast? And have you done an extended fast before? Right. So one, are you fasting right now? What is your schedule? And then two, have you done an extended fast in the past? Right. All right. So I wanted to just come on and do a check-in, let you know what has happened since we broke the fast. And it is now, let's see, that's 36 plus. So 54 hours post the fast is where we are right now. So 54 hours post fast, and as you saw, what my blood sugars had done since I've been here eating. Nothing really changed in my blood sugars. This is what my Libre say that I am, and then this is what the Dexcom says. So I don't anticipate a big spike. When I finish this, I'll wait for a couple hours and then I'll record it, maybe take a snapshot. And so that next time we talk, I can let you know what happened. And this is, once again, this is what I'm eating. Right. So avocados, one avocado and beans. And they are, so good. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Join us tomorrow. We're coming back 7 o'clock Central as we continue this war for our health. New year, new you. Our goal, decrease diabetes medication, eliminate diabetes medication, put our diabetes in remission. Come on back, join us. Thanks for being here. This is Dr. Dwayne Wood. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here on the channel, I educate, I empower, I encourage you to take charge of your health, your life, avoid complications, go to the next level, create the life you've always wanted. And in this year, new you. Bye, everybody.